This is 3 February in Paris, 2 a.m. The markets are red today. In this video, we will cover the state of the market. I will also cover and show you a simple technique to help you gauge where investor sentiment is for any given coin to help you make decisions on what to do with it. We'll go over a few charts and then I'll leave you with what to expect going forward. This is the crypto coins heat map from TradingView. You can see that it's red, and this is no surprise to anyone who's paying attention today. The main reason this is happening is because Donald Trump enacted his campaign promise to impose tariffs on countries that are bringing in fentanyl to the United States. And this is a now issue between Canada, Mexico, and China. Canada is responding and with their own tariffs. And so this is creating a overreaction probably in the markets. No one expects this to go very long, but this is just a Donald Trump bargaining chip, as we should say. So while I was editing the video, the market did exactly as I predicted in the video. Specifically, the Bitcoin dropped down into this green area, which I cover as buy order zones, as did Ethereum, as did Solana here, and as well as AVAX. So I'm putting this here at the beginning because it's already happened. And what we need to do is see whether or not it just bounces back up or whether or not it's going to come back down here and test even these lower support areas. And now back to the video. So here we have Bitcoin, and it has the order block detector on, which is sort of an insight into what bigger investors are thinking and where they predict the market could go. First of all, we see this sell block here. This red means that there's a lot of orders to sell. So we've been hitting it and it hasn't been getting through because the bears, so to speak, are pushing it down. Down here, we have a very big buy area. So what this means is that investors do anticipate, maybe from institutions or whales or whatever, that it could go down this far. It does match the fib retracement. If you take the low point here and go up to here and then across, you can see here that it goes to the 618, which is the sweet spot very often for pullbacks. I would be surprised if it pulls back further than 0.5, but it always could. Personally, I have orders around this range right here, 85. I don't think it's going to go below that. But when you have more than 1 point converging together, it does give a probability. Let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum has their sell orders here. It's still going within this triangular line that we drew before. It went and hit the line and bounced off. If it breaks through this point, as you can see, it's right here at the top. Let's pull it down a little bit. You can see that if it goes below this, that it may very well just go down to this area. But we'll have to wait till tomorrow to see that. This is going to be strong support, and it'll just depend on what happens in the news and how Asia reacts to this drop in the market. Solana. This was a critical area that I talked about in the group today. Investors are giving it really good support in this area here with the green based on the order block detectors. Here we have the sell area, and you can see that we kept hitting it and then it kept turning around, and finally it just caved with everything else. If it does get through this, then we can expect it to go down to the 120 area. This area, if you look at the Fibonacci from here to the top, this is just around the 0.618, just like Bitcoin. So, this could be an area to pay attention to and put some buy orders in, and not to freak out. This is a very natural movement in the charts. And lastly, let's go ahead and look at AVAX. Here we have two very major sell blocks to get through, and then one way up here. But here we have some support. I put support here as well. This is 294.43. but it may go down to this area. And if it were to, I would get some more here as well. We're just looking to see what it does. And oops. And we can see here that there is some sort of a trend going this way, that it hit there, 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 and there. So this should support it unless it's very bad news tomorrow. With that, I'm going to show you the coin market cap. Here, what we have is the same picture as the heat map, but what we can do here is, if we do have cash on the side, is we can sort this by the days and kind of look at how much anything has lost over the last, let's say, week or 24 hours. And for example, KuCoin token, if you have KuCoin, is a good token gate. So these are up because there's a lot of volume right now. But for example, I'm a fan of Radium. That's in Solana as a DEX there. Litecoin's not moving much, but it doesn't move much anyway. So Solana, you can tell with these lower numbers, and what we're looking at is that once the market recovers, these went down the least, so they'll recover the fastest. So you get Solana, which we cover all the time. Lido, I covered in the last video. Hype has a lot of attention. Chainlink is always a good one. BNB. ETH, of course, I covered in the last one. Ondo, I covered, but I'm not a fan, but a lot of you are. So that would be a good one technically. Aave, I'm a big fan of. So anything that's like in the top 50 or so are going to recover a lot. Like Ton didn't go down very much, even Vet. Or stronger than some of these other ones, like Sui is right there. It's not great. Injective's the same. Avalanche is hurting. Hasn't run yet, and it's an American coin, but still some of these other ones will move up faster than Avalanche. And we saw that in the chart. So if we go back to the chart, we saw that there was all this resistance here. So this kind of matches what we're seeing here. So you can go through here and pick up some deals. I wouldn't, for example, get, Pepe or Bonk or Say is hurting. I like Say, but it's not doing well. So there you go. Stacks is hurting. So there you go. That's a way that you can go shopping for some good ones. And if you like Tia, which I do, you may pick some up more, which is what I did as well. But it's maybe not the best in terms of how fast it will recover. Moving right along, I want to cover when we should buy and when we should sell. This is just a picture I found on Google. But it does show that you're supposed to buy when the candles are red and sell when the candles are green. A lot of people do it backwards. They are buying when it's green and freaking out when it's red. And I'm just trying to urge you to flip your emotions on good projects that you have high conviction for at this stage of the market. And because it's before summer, which we'll cover more in future videos, when it's red, you want to buy. And when it's green and you're in a profit or you're making gains, you want to take some off the table and then wait for it to go back down. Repeat the process. Buy when it's red, sell, buy, and so on. Remember, buy low and sell high. The DXY is going up. I wanted to cover that real quick because if it breaks this resistance here, that doesn't bode well for Bitcoin. And it was just even on October that it was much higher. And so that's not so good. All right. So the fear and greed was just 60 yesterday. It's now going into the fear range at 44. Just last week it was in greed. This is probably going to go lower before it gets better. And so you can go to alternative.me or just look it up on Google. And as this goes lower, the chances of a rebound are better. The manipulators will not be satisfied until everyone is in fear and in a panic. Just expect it. Now this guy, Marty Party Music, put this chart up and he says everything is playing out as it always does. Every cycle flushes max pain before the markup. Newbies panic, holders buy the dip. So this chart shows you February, and we're looking at a very, very good increase here. So another way to look at it is with the monthly returns and quarterly returns. So Q1 for both Bitcoin and Ethereum tend to be pretty good. If you look at 2021 for Ethereum, 2017, very, very good months. And same thing with Bitcoin. If you go to 2021 and 2017, they're up. So that's good. Here's the monthly returns for February. 2021 was a good February month for Bitcoin. So was 2017, and so was 2013. So far there's never been, in this cycle stage, a down February month. If we switch it to Ethereum, then we have 2021, which was up, and we also have 2017, which was up. So we have no reason to expect anything but an up going forward. So what I'd like us to wrap up with tonight, well, tonight for you and early morning for me, is to consider that the market is just going through a normal shakedown. The weekends are being fleshed out so that institutions and the whales can get more of the crypto and Bitcoin. So don't fear. Go shopping or relax if you have no more cash on the side. History is on our side. And no matter what the news cycle is, it's always something. This time it was Trump's tariffs a few weeks ago. It was the AI deal with DeepSeek. And it just never ends. And you can just do a Google search to see what it was in the last bull runs. Again, thank you. And I want to thank you for riding with me. And please like and subscribe and leave comments and criticisms and tell me what you like or don't. And I expect you to go out there and make some money. Thank you. Buy low and sell high is worth repeating.